All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving into something truly fascinating. We're talking about Dogecoin, of course. You guys send over some really interesting analysis about its price and what might be happening in the future. And get this, it seems like Dogecoin is showing a pattern that looks eerily similar to what happened right before its huge surge back in 2021. We're talking about the possibility of an 85% rally.
Wow, that's huge.
I know, right? So let's dig in. This article, Dogecoin de Biukurulum Yaklaşır mu, Doji Analizi. It points out that Dogecoin has already gone up like 480% since its low back in August. It's been kind of hanging out between 39 and 48 cents for a while now. They're calling this consolidation phase.
Yes, consolidation.
What exactly does that mean in this context?
Well, imagine it like this. Dogecoin just ran a marathon, right? So now it's taking a little break, catching its breath before it takes off on another run.
Makes sense. Okay, so get this. The article also talks about the weekly relative strength index,
RSI?
right, the RSI. And it's above 70 right now, which, for those who don't know, means that the asset is considered overbought. Usually that means a price drop is coming. But here's the crazy part. Back in 2021, before that massive Dogecoin pump, the RSI was also above 70. So is it possible that these traditional market signals, maybe they just don't apply to meme coins?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting question. It makes you wonder if maybe meme coins play by a different set of rules.
Okay, and the article goes even further. They use something called Fibonacci retracement analysis. And they predict that by January 2025, Dogecoin could hit 75 cents.
That's an 85% increase.
I know. Wild, right. And, we have to talk about the whales. This Masari data shows that addresses holding at least 1 million Dogecoins are at an all-time high.
Wow, seriously?
They're holding a massive, 130.2 billion Dogecoins.
Yeah.
What do you make of this whole, whale accumulation thing?
Well, I think it suggests a couple of things. First, it could mean that these big investors, they think Dogecoin is undervalued right now, and they're buying it up before the price potentially explodes. Or, and this is where it gets interesting, they might know something we don't.
Ooh, insider info.
Maybe. Some big development that's going to send the price skyrocketing.
Okay, now we can't talk about Dogecoin without mentioning the Elon Musk factor. Remember, back in 2020, 2021, every time he tweeted about Dogecoin, the price went nuts. He's been pretty quiet lately, though. What do you think that means?
It's hard to say, really. Musk is a guy who loves to keep people guessing. But there is one thing. Did you hear about the new government efficiency department?
Right.
The government efficiency department, they abbreviate it as DOGE.
No way.
Yeah.
You think?
Now, to be clear, there's no official connection to Elon Musk, but the timing and that acronym, you got to admit, it's a little suspicious.
Very suspicious. All right, so to recap, this article is basically saying, deja vu, Dogecoin style, we've got similar price patterns to 2021, the whales are accumulating, and then there's the Elon Musk mystery. It's a lot to process.
It is. And remember, this is all speculation. We're just exploring the possibilities here.
Definitely not financial advice. Okay, but those possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. For you, what's the most intriguing part of all of this?
Honestly, it's the potential ripple effect. If Dogecoin does have another massive rally, it could completely reignite the whole meme coin market.
Interesting.
Like, what if this is the moment when meme coins finally go from being a joke to, serious players in the crypto world?
Wow, that's a big thought. So what you're saying is a Dogecoin surge could actually change how people view the whole crypto space.
Exactly.
And imagine the impact on mainstream adoption. If people start using Dogecoin for everyday things like buying coffee or paying bills,
Yeah.
could that be the thing that finally pushes crypto into the mainstream? And what about innovation? Could this lead to a whole wave of new meme coins? Meme coins with, real utility.
That's a really interesting question. It's definitely something to think about.
It is. Lots to think about. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll dive even deeper into these questions. All right, so we've talked about this potential Dogecoin surge. It's pretty exciting stuff. But let's think bigger for a minute. What could this mean for, the whole crypto world? You mentioned a ripple effect. What could that actually look like?
I think a lot of it comes down to investor psychology. People see the headlines, Dogecoin is skyrocketing. All of a sudden, everyone remembers that feeling, that FOMO.
Like the fear of missing out.
Exactly. And then they rush to buy in, which pushes the price up even higher.
But wouldn't that just prove the point that a lot of people make about meme coins? That it's all hype, not real value?
That's a good point. But I actually think a big Dogecoin rally could change that perception.
Really?
Think about it. If people start using Dogecoin for everyday stuff like actual transactions, suddenly it has more utility.
So it's not just about the price going up, it's about what you can actually do with it.
Exactly. The more you can use it for, the more inherent value it
Well, that makes
has.
sense. But what about all the other meme coins out there? Would a Dogecoin surge help them
Oh,
too?
absolutely. Remember, Dogecoin was the first, right? It was
Hmm.
the OG meme coin. So what happens to Dogecoin kind of sets the stage for the whole meme coin space.
So are you saying we're headed for a meme coin renaissance? Like Shiba Inus and Dogecoins taking over the world?
Uh-huh. Well, maybe not quite that extreme. But I do think a successful Dogecoin rally could inspire some real innovation in the meme coin space.
Okay, like what? Give me an example.
Maybe we'll see meme coins that are tied to real-world assets or used in decentralized finance or even fractional ownership of, well, anything really.
Meme coins with actual purpose. That's interesting. But let's talk mainstream adoption. Crypto is still kind of a mystery to a lot of people. But Dogecoin, with its, funny dog image and the whole Elon Musk connection, it's always felt more approachable.
I totally agree. It's like the gateway drug to crypto.
Yeah.
But in a good way, it takes away some of the fear, makes it easier for people to understand.
But is that enough to bridge the gap? Can Dogecoin really bring crypto to the masses?
It's possible. Imagine people using Dogecoin for everyday purchases, like buying coffee, tipping online creators, even paying bills.
I can see that.
The more people use it, the more comfortable they get with the whole idea of digital currency. And that paves the way for other cryptocurrencies to become more mainstream too.
Right, like a domino effect.
Yeah.
More adoption leads to more development, more investment, and eventually the whole crypto market becomes more stable.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see banks and financial institutions embracing crypto. Imagine paying your mortgage with Bitcoin.
Whoa, hold on, that's a bit far out.
Haha, I know. But it's fun to think about.
It is. But let's be realistic. There are still a lot of challenges ahead. What about regulations? Governments are starting to pay more attention to crypto,
That's a big one. Regulations could either help or hurt the whole industry.
for sure. But what about the Dogecoin ecosystem itself? Are there any interesting developments happening within Dogecoin?
That's a great question. If Dogecoin wants to succeed long term, it needs a thriving ecosystem. We need developers creating new tools and platforms that use Dogecoin's unique features and new use cases that show its value.
So it's not just about the price, it's about the whole picture. The technology, the community, the impact it can have on the world.
It is, and that's what makes it so exciting. We're really exploring uncharted territory here. Nobody knows for sure what the future holds.
I feel like this conversation has completely changed how I think about Dogecoin.
That's what we love to hear. Challenging assumptions, sparking curiosity, making people think critically.
You've definitely done that. But before we get too philosophical here, there's one more thing we need to discuss. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The potential for this huge price surge, how it could affect the whole meme coin market, even, mainstream adoption. But there's one thing we haven't really touched on yet, and it's something I'm kind of, I don't know, a little uneasy about.
Mm.
The ethics of it all.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Whenever you've got something new like this, something with so much potential, you got to think about the ethical side too.
Right. And with Dogecoin, it's extra weird because, well, it started as a joke,
Right.
a meme.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about real money, potentially millions of dollars. And then there's, the whole Elon Musk thing. Can one person really have that much influence on a market? I don't know. It feels a little...
I see what you mean. And one of the things that makes Dogecoin so attractive, that anyone can buy it, that can also be a problem.
How so?
Well, it means there's a lot of people who might not really understand what they're getting into.
Jumping in without doing their research.
Exactly. And they could end up losing a lot of money, especially if there's some kind of manipulation going on.
So it's like you want to make these opportunities accessible to everyone, but you also want to protect people.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
I guess education is key, right? Making sure people understand the risks before they invest.
Absolutely. People need to know what they're getting into.
It's funny though, isn't it? I mean, here we are talking about the ethical implications of a cryptocurrency that started as a joke about a dog on the internet.
Yeah, it is kind of surreal. I think it just shows how fast things move in this digital world. And that's why these conversations are so important. We got to be thinking about these things now before it's too late.
Okay, so as we move forward, what are some of the key things we should be focusing on? Ethically speaking, I mean.
Well, transparency is huge. We need to be honest about the risks, the potential downsides, and we need to make sure investors have access to good, solid information.
And what about the environmental impact? That's been a big issue with cryptocurrencies in the past. Can Dogecoin be part of a more sustainable future?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's something the whole crypto community needs to be thinking about. Whether it's proof of stake or something else, we need to find ways to make this technology more sustainable.
So I'm hearing a few themes here: transparency, responsibility, sustainability.
I think those are good guiding principles, yeah. Dogecoin has the potential to do a lot of good in the world, but it's up to us to make sure it happens.
Wow, this has been quite a journey. We started with price charts, and now we're talking about the future of, well, everything, it seems.
Yeah, I guess we got a little carried away.
But that's what makes these deep dives so much fun, right? You never know where they're going to take you. But for now, I think it's time to let you guys take over. We've given you a lot to think about, but as always, this is just the beginning. We encourage you to do your own research, explore the links we've provided, and most importantly, keep asking questions. What do you think about all of this? What are your hopes, your concerns? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on exploring.